Unless you've been hiding under a rock for the past 3 years, you have definitely heard of this brand. They've taken the cooking industry by storm, yet seemingly have come out of nowhere. How is it that some e-com brands take off into the stratosphere and effortlessly crush 8 figures and 9 figures a year, while most e-commerce brands struggle to even get past the mid 7-figure per year mark? In this video, we're going to be breaking down the e-commerce powerhouse that is HexClad. You've seen their ads, you may even own one of their pans. I'm going to be pulling back the curtain on why HexClad have been able to scale effortlessly. And when most brands are struggling in today's market, HexClad is literally printing money. So let's dive into the video. Okay, so the first thing I have pulled up here is HexClad's ads, right? We use this tool called Foreplay. It allows us to see all the ads a brand is running, but also some further insights as to how long they've been running, the platforms, all that stuff. So what I have done is I have filtered by ads that are still running, but also ads that have been running the longest, right? So we're gonna be looking at their ads, breaking those down. We're also gonna be looking at the landing pages they're running, right? Breaking these down as well. Why do these landing pages work? We're gonna be looking at their product pages. What makes them unique? Why do they work, okay? So HexClad, as I mentioned, they are a e-commerce powerhouse, scaled to 9 figures in revenue, pretty much seemingly out of nowhere, right? You may know them for their partnership with Gordon Ramsay, super powerful, but there is a lot more to that, right? So I don't want you to just look at this video and say, okay, yeah, they partnered with Gordon Ramsay, they have a lot of money, that's why they're so successful. Let me tell you, that is not the reason why they're so successful. Before they partnered with Gordon Ramsay, they were already doing insane numbers. And we're gonna be talking about why that is, okay? So first thing I wanna talk about is the product itself, right? The product meets a lot of criteria for one that you can scale very far, right? A few things about the product. One, the pans, for example, are mass appeal, right? Who are you selling to? You're selling to people who cook, right? Who cooks? Most people in the world, right? Now, the market is huge, okay? Second thing is also the way that the pan looks. I know I'm going through different products here, but if we go to hybrid cookware, the pan has a certain look and feel to it that makes it look different than most, okay? So it has this kind of black coating, but also these like hexagons that makes it look very cool, right? So there's that to it as well. Then it also solves a big problem, right? The problem that most people have, pans, non-stick pans, for example, but they're like full of chemicals, right? So people want to be more healthy. People don't want to have, you know, they either have a non-stick pan that is harmful to their health, or they have a pan that is not non-stick, which is a pain to cook with, right? So it solves that problem as well. And then the final thing about this is that you're dealing with food, right? And when you're dealing with food, it is very easy to sell because people love to look at food, people love to look at cooking, and it's very appealing to the eye. So in terms of hooking people in and getting them hooked into the ads to explain your product to them is a lot easier because you were showing food. Now, if you're not selling food, I don't want you to click off this video and say, oh, it's because they're selling food. Like, there's a lot of principles here that I'm gonna go through right now that you can apply to your own brand no matter what you're selling, okay? So let's start looking at the ads. Now, the thing with HexClad is that they're running a very good mix of both static ads and UGC video ads, right? And while we can talk about their partnership with Gordon Ramsay, which, by the way, if your brand is big enough to have a partnership like this with Gordon Ramsay, go for it, because I think it's a game changer, right? If you really want to scale, maybe you're already at like the high 7-figure range, 8 figures, partner with someone who fits the brand really well, who has an audience, who is very influential, who can create content for you, and it's going to send your brand into that next level, right? But with that aside, I want to talk about the ads that don't feature Gordon Ramsay, okay? So this is the secret, right? This is a great static ad, very simple. This is the secret to having non-stick pans that last a lifetime. So they're talking about the longevity angle here. And obviously this image is very attractive on the eye, but a super simple one, right? This is the ad that's actually been running the longest, a whole year, right? Most brands can't get ads to run for 2 weeks, let alone 1 year, okay? And sometimes these simple ads just work the best, right? Like you can spend a ton of time doing like UGC and all that stuff, and there's a place for that. But the static ads, sometimes you can just get some that just run and just run, and you don't have to turn them off, okay? Now, let's look at a few others. These are just more like out now. Let's look at this UGC ad. Let's watch it, and then we will discuss it.
If you cook as much as I do, they are worth.
Okay, first thing here, the demographic, right? They are going after an older demographic. Look at the creator that they're using, right? Whenever we want to appeal to a certain demographic, age range, gender, type of person, we are making sure the creator that we're using in the video matches that, okay? Because it instantly creates connection with whoever we want to get attention from, okay?
Every single penny. The older.
Now, the mix, I want you to focus on the mix of A-roll and B-roll here. So we have some shots of her talking to the camera, but then a lot of shots, most of the shots and most of the video is her actually cooking, doing things in the kitchen, relatable things that will be, that the customer can resonate with, right? The person who's watching this video. And it also keeps the video engaging throughout.
The more I realize I'm not willing to invest in subpar cookware.
Okay, so show the problem, right? The older I get, the more I realize I'm not willing to invest in subpar cookware. So they're going after a few different things here. Again, the demographic, right? They're going after that older demographic, and they are showing the problem. They're showing these pots where people likely have in their home, right? Especially, if you're older, you've been cooking for a while, you likely have your favorite pot, favorite pan, and it's just beaten to death, right? And that's why they're showing this. I think it's very critical to resonating with the customer on the endpoint.
I'm at the point in my life where I don't have to use anything that I don't believe in.
So again, getting to that angle where it's like, you're at the age where you don't really care about what other people are going to think of you. You're kind of at that age where you're kind of just, you want to live the rest of your life without needing to care about many things.
Seniors, it's really important for us to have cookware that makes cooking easy. Luckily, I found HexClad, the patented hybrid.
Okay, so the product is seeded in the intro, right? You can see the product, but customers are not yet introduced to the product. It takes 28 seconds for the customer to be introduced to the product itself, right? So a little bit of education going on, a little bit of resonating with the customer, and then by the time we've done that, we introduce the product. What I see a lot of times, and I see the issues with ads, is that sometimes when you are educating a problem and solution and you are bringing the customer through that journey, the way that you lose those viewers in the video is by introducing your product too early, right? Because it's like, oh, they're trying to sell me something, let me continue scrolling, right? But if you introduce it maybe a little bit later on, but also in a way that is soft, and like they've already seen it seated in the video, maybe they've seen it and been like, oh, what is that? What is that pan, right? And then you're introducing it, it's a much easier, seamless way to do it.
Technology gives me 3 pans in one. The number of single pan dinners we cook now is incredible. I'm getting the durability of cast iron, the cooking power, and...
Okay, so just going through the features and benefits, right? Now, people are gonna have questions, right? What is so good about this pan? Why is it so expensive? What can it do? What can it replace, right? The whole 3-in-1, right?
Prowess of stainless and the ease of non-stick. Food cooks evenly and quickly. Cleanup is a breeze. They are dishwashed. So
just going through the key benefits as well, right? Now, notice how these benefits and these features are not necessarily only useful to seniors, right? The people that they're targeting in the ad, but they've done enough work in the front half of the ad so that the second half of the ad, they can just focus on the general points, the facts that people want to know to see if they're going to click through and maybe consider purchasing this product, okay? And just keep that in mind, like you don't have to keep the same theme of that, maybe if you're going after seniors the whole way through, right? Once you've hooked them in and you have their attention and you can hold that engagement, then you can talk about some of the more general things that make your product great.
They're safe and they're incredibly easy to handle. This cookware sells itself.
Okay, so great ad there. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, so this ad here, never buy another pan again. Again, going for the longevity angle. And this one isn't so much of a voiceover UGC, it's just a video showing different shots, a different style that still works. Okay, so what I would say is this ad is more of like a demo ad, right? It is showing all the use cases, and what we're doing is we're showing all these different use cases because some people may value others over, like some over others, right? Some people may value the non-stick over the oven safe, right? Some people may not even care that it's oven safe. Okay, notice how they're appealing to the same features and benefits as we saw in the previous ads. Okay, let's find some more ads we can look at.
This is literally the only pan in my kitchen, and I mean that, it actually is. I don't use anything else.
Okay, so this guy's a chef, so that they're using an authority angle. Like, it's not Gordon Ramsay, right? So it's not someone who's super known. But again, authority is so key when you're selling products. And you may think, well, we're selling pans. We don't need, it's not like we need a doctor or, someone who has authority. But a chef with pans, like who are you going to trust with pans? A chef, right? So that's why if you can use some authority figure within your field, within your market, it is very, very effective.
This hybrid pan is like 3 pans in one. Provides the searing power of stainless steel, easy cleanup of non-stick, and the durability of a...
Okay, so another point I want to mention here is that notice that the B-roll that is being used is not all from this guy, right? The way that HexClad are making ads and the way that we make ads for our clients is we get a bunch of B-roll from multiple different creators over time, right? The more content you're going to get, the more B-roll you're going to get over more time. Now you have a ton of B-roll, a library of B-roll that you can use in future ads to create this engagement, right? So when you're working with new creators, you may not need as much content from them, and you may not need to continue to pay to constantly get new content, right? You can reuse a lot of the existing content you have, right? So just notice how we're showing, maybe some of the visuals that we've seen before in previous ads, because ultimately it's the same point we want to get across.
Cast iron. It's so durable, it can go in the dishwasher and in the oven, and you can use metal utensils, which is the only way I like to cook at home. HexClad's patented non-stick coating makes it easy to clean. The food just slides right off. HexClad offers a lifetime warranty. Okay,
so we're showing a lot of the use cases. We're showing, we're telling them, but we're also showing them, right? So don't just if he was to just stand there and say, this pan is non-stick, the food, nothing sticks to it, it just slides right off.
All of that food.
That is not effective as this, right? Actually showing a visual of the food coming right off.
The food just slides right off.
Okay, so always pair what you're saying with visuals and do the show, don't tell test, right? If you can show someone the benefit, the use case, the outcome, without needing to tell them, the better it is.
HexClad offers a lifetime warranty on all of their cookware. Expect your kids to be using these pans. It's perfect for seasoned at-home cooks and beginners because it does all the hard work for you. Don't just take my word for it. Gordon Ramsay and more than
Okay, so they're obviously adding in some social proof here with 500,000 cooks.
Million home cooks swear by HexClad. Start cooking like the pros with HexClad.
Okay, so very comprehensive ad right there. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, so this ad is interesting because they're using the sticky notes, right? Now, again, this is Gordon Ramsay's cookware. Maybe let's not go too deep into this one because I want to make sure it's this stuff we can actually apply to most brands out there. Not every brand can afford a partnership like that. Let's have a look at this one.
If you want the searing power of...
Okay, this one's also Gordon.
This is the coolest thing my husband has ever bought me. HexClad surface really...
Okay, gifting angle, right? The coolest thing my husband's ever bought me, right? Now, you never thought maybe you could gift pans, but this angle is working for them, right? Even if it's not Christmas around that time, you can still go with that gifting angle and see if it can work for you.
Really is everything it's hyped up to be. I have used plenty of metal utensils in them and I don't see a single scratch.
Okay, so they're going to another pain point, right? Being able to use metal utensils with non-stick pans, usually, right, as they know from their customers, is that you can scratch pans very easily, but they're getting over that pain point here.
And the fact that you can put these in the dishwasher has been an absolute lifesaver when I'm in a hurry. That beautiful sear and the caramelization I get with these is truly so much better than any non-stick I have ever used.
Again, showing a lot of B-roll visuals. We haven't even seen a person talking to the camera, right? Sometimes you don't even need it.
So now I'm actually down to only 3 pots and 3 pans, and they're all...
Okay, before and after, right? Showing a pan set that someone has before versus getting a HexClad.
HexClad. Overall, I am a huge fan, and I'm 100% going to gift this to everyone I know.
Okay, very, very simple. But again, touches on all the pain points and the common problems people are facing when it comes to cooking at home.
You should absolutely not try HexClad in 2025. Let me break it down for you.
Okay, so this ad is a negative angle, right? And then they're going to make it obviously positive, but it's a good way to create polarization and to create a little bit of what's called cognitive dissonance, because why is this person not telling me to buy this? Okay.
HexClad has completely ruined every excuse I've ever had for sticking to mediocre cookware. First off, the searing power is unreal.
Okay, so you can see that it's kind of sarcastic. These ads work, right? Because again, you're getting people hooked in and they're trying to figure out what is it about these pans, right? Sometimes people want to know what's bad about something versus what's good about something, right? So we're kind of using a little bit of psychology here.
Like professional chef level unreal. Once I experienced that perfect, even heat, I found myself hosting dinner parties left and right. I was not ready for the pressure of being the go-to chef in my friend group. Then there's the cleaning. HexClad's...
Okay, so again, just going through all the different features, the main features of the product, the benefits, and just framing them in that way, okay? Showing the visuals, again, you see that a lot of the same things are reoccurring.
Resolution should stick. Your food shouldn't. That's why you choose HexClad with thousands of 5-star reviews.
Okay, so going after the New Year's resolution angle here.
And a stamp of approval from Gordon Ramsay. It's no wonder everyone's talking about these pans. With HexClad, you get the professional grade searing power of stainless steel, the convenience.
Okay, and again, going into the features and the benefits as usual.
If you want the performance of...
So they obviously have these higher production ads with Gordon Ramsay. Very interesting visual, right? Like if you can create very, like you're trying to figure out what this is, it gives you the 3 seconds, 4 seconds to hook someone in. Okay, again, very, very simple ad, demo ad. They're showing you all the different use cases, breakfast, lunch, dinner, multiple different foods, right? Think about how you can show multiple use cases with your products to appeal, because as I said before, different customers value different things, right? You might want to focus ads specifically on the longevity or the quality or the non-stick, but sometimes just show them all and then customers will see, maybe they'll resonate with 1, 2, 3 of them. Okay, so that is that ad there. This one is a whitelisting ad, right? So you see that it's served through a different profile. Now, I highly, highly recommend running whitelisting ads for your brand if you are not doing this already. This is kind of like not so much of a secret anymore, but 2024 was huge, 2025 is still going to be huge. Work with content creators that are proven to work for you, right? They actually produce good content, they perform well through your own pages, and then do whitelisting content with them. Basically, you get them to, you structure a deal with them where you get access to their pages. You run the ads from your ad account, but you serve them through their pages. Okay, let's watch this.
I despise the weight of a cast iron pan with a passion. So I recently entered my golden year.
Okay, so the ad is from that person. The whole idea with whitelisting ads is that they don't look like ads, right? You want them to look as native as possible. Okay.
And my wrists aren't as strong as they used to be. In fact, it is so annoying that I don't really want to cook anymore.
Okay, so they're going into the pain point of the heaviness, the weight of these cast iron pans, right? Especially as you get older, you don't want something that is hurting your wrists.
I just want some cookware that's simple, easy, effortless. HexClad will forever change the way you cook. These pans are worth every single penny, and it has a lifetime warranty. HexClad's patented hybrid technology.
Okay, so a lot of this is like, you could say very salesy. Sometimes with whitelisting ads, we don't really like to do a lot of selling. We just like to show the product, explain, some of the outcomes, right? The desired outcomes that the customer wants, and that is usually enough. So let's maybe watch one more ad and then we'll move on.
Still using cast iron pans in 2025.
Okay, so great hook, right? First 2 seconds, we're calling out the audience, right? If someone is not using cast iron pans, it's fine. They'll continue scrolling. That's not who we're talking to. But those who are using cast iron pans, and you can see that we're throwing it in the bin, they're going to be like, wait, what are they talking about here?
You doing? HexClad's hybrid cookware is the upgrade you need this new year. Imagine having the durability of cast iron with the convenience of non-stick and searing power of stainless steel all in one.
Okay, so they're going after the benefits you would have from cast iron, but also getting over the objections, the downsides of cooking with cast iron.
There's a reason Gordon Ramsay said this is the best cookware on the planet. With thousands of 5-star reviews and a
Social
lifetime
proof.
warranty, you'll never want to use cast iron ever again. What are you waiting for? Start 2025 with the kitchen upgrade you deserve.
Okay, very, very simple. Great hook, right? Using the sticky note inside the product, throwing it into the bin. I think it's an amazing hook, right? So let's move on to landing pages. The first thing I want to mention before landing pages is that HexClad started in the US. They expanded into the EU, the UK, Australia. So, once you scale to a certain size, usually like if you're in the US, you can get to 8 figures, as long as your market is big enough. Then you want to maybe look at scaling into other countries. That is what I've seen from multiple brands. It's what we've done as well. So just keep that in mind that is a possibility as well, right? Scaling into other countries, it is a way to grow, right? You don't always have to stick within the market you started in, okay? Now, what I want to show you is this landing page, because this landing page has been one that HexClad have been running for a long, long time. It is one that is working really well for them. It just shows you that if you get one landing page that works extremely well, you can run that page for years, okay? And this is the case for HexClad. So let's have a look at this landing page, and let's actually have a look on mobile, considering that's where most traffic is coming from. So we have an image of the set right here, just to, I guess, have consistency, congruency with what that person is seeing in the ad. HexClad does what your other pans can't. This person's coming from an ad where they're seeing the benefits of HexClad, they're seeing these pans, they know that they're different, they know that, okay, they're better than cast iron, they're better than the traditional non-stick pans. Now, let's have a read of what they're saying. When it comes to your favorite dishes, you want a pan that can handle it all. HexClad's patented hybrid technology combines the best qualities of non-stick stainless steel and cast iron, giving it the ability to do things other cookware could never, right? And then just some benefits here. You get a cast iron sear, again, just the same things what we've seen in the ads. Okay, now learning more, I don't know why it actually scrolls me back up, but let's go deeper into the page, right? So they have some social proof here, some trust icons through press articles, 6 reasons you love HexClad, like a mini listicle within the page, right? They go through the 6 reasons very quickly. They have a shop now. Obviously, they're highlighting Gordon Ramsay, over 1 million pans sold, some customer reviews, and then the 12-piece set. Super, super simple, right? Then they have a little bit of an us versus them, but really the whole premise of this landing page is to show why HexClad is better than the other pans, the other options that the customer is likely already using or considering, okay? And then it goes a little bit into the science about like how the product is actually designed and why it actually works, has this hexagon design, unique mechanism, tri-ply clad style construction, right? Patented hybrid technology, like it's all very cool, right? This is like a how-to, right? So step 1, step 2, step 3, and then Shop Now takes them through to the product page where they can then purchase the set that they've seen, okay? Now, it's a high price point. When you have high price point products, it is even more important to have a way that you can educate customers on the product itself, so that by the time they get to see the price, it's not so much of a blow, right? Like if you were to just say, hey, we're selling these pans, $700, here they are, right? That's not going to be effective. Whereas if you can create this education, take the customer through a journey, get them on board, get them to commit to reading more information, learning more, and then you show them the price, then it's likely that they're going to be more open to paying that, okay? Now, there's other ads that are sending people directly to the product pages. The product pages, I mean, they follow a very standard format. The one thing is that they have this black background, which actually is not recommended. It works for HexClad, but just in general, I wouldn't recommend having a black background and white text. I'd recommend having a lighter background, a white background with a darker color text for a better readability. But you can see that this page follows a lot of the same principles you see across many product pages, where the most important information is above the fold. We have a very clear add to cart button, a color that is different to other elements on the page. We have the price plus the value and the savings to create perceived value. We have 5 stars and the amount of ratings. The description here, which just goes through some icons here, which just allows me to see all these kind of very, very quick features without needing to read a lot what's included. Really, really important for bundles. You want to give a breakdown of everything that the customer is getting, care and use to some more information, and of course the lifetime warranty, which is reducing the risk of this purchase, okay? Then we have some social proof here, and then just more information as you would expect on product page. Is very clean, right? The way that they've laid this out, where everything is expandable and it can be contracted, and then finally, some reviews, some images here as well, and then the customer reviews. So very, very simple page, not complicated at all, right? Sometimes you don't need to complicate the product page. If you're selling the product really well in the ads, then here you just want to be giving the customer the information, the facts, and the benefits that they need to make a decision, okay? So that is really it for HexClad and what they're doing here. Of course, things that are working really well in their favor is the AOV is great, right? If I add to cart as well, they're likely, running some upsells here, right? They have other products that I can add to my order to increase AOV even further, right? And even if I don't buy these, guess what? I'm going to get some emails later on in my journey, either to, if I purchase this product, then they're going to try and get me to purchase a knife set, other products that they're selling. And if I don't purchase this, then I'm going to get abandoned checkout emails, abandoned cart emails, all that stuff. So the checkout itself, right? They have these upsells here as well, which is good. If you're on Shopify Plus, this is something you can use. You can use an app such as Rebuy to add these in, right? Just another place to upsell customers. And then they have this area where you can add a little bit of social proof and a little bit of your trust icons here as well, okay? So that is it for the HexClad breakdown. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like these breakdowns, then let me know in the comments down below. Happy to continue doing more of these. Even if you want me to break down a specific brand that you've had your eye on, let me know. Happy to do that, and I'll see you in the next one.